Hello, I'm back by my little pond trough right now, and I just want to give you guys a little bit of an update on what I'm doing and what I've done to this since I've got that last pond pump. But first, I want to thank everyone who has netted that subscribe button and fed that bell. Make sure if you haven't yet, if you want to, feel free to hit those buttons. But basically, let me go ahead and go over and show you what I did with this pond. There's a lot of work in progress I'm doing right now, a few changes I'm making to this. I'll start explaining some of them without getting into too much detail, but the other detail will arrive shortly once I have everything in place. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I've done. Okay, so right now what you're looking at is a container which is housing my new pump, which I showed off on a previous video. I'll put the link down in the description below. What this pump is, I forget the name of it. I think it's a Higer. Basically, it has some intakes on the bottom part, and it kind of just pulls it from there. What I did, and it also has some on the side as well. What I did, I got one of these containers that I got from Home Depot. Basically what I did, I put some lava rock in there. I put the pump in the middle. So basically it adds a little more filtration method to this pond. That's of course is something new since I've got that pump. Basically I just wanted to make sure none of the fish were getting into the pump, and basically trying to prevent some of the other bigger pieces that I could easily fish out didn't get in there. But hopefully it still does what it needs to do. Sorry about the airplane up above. I'll probably cut this out, but that's what I did with the pump. And of course the downside of actually going with the new pump was I found that it was a little too strong. So basically I had to change one of the outlets. As you can see, I don't know if you could see the thinner black one, but before both outlets actually had the smaller, thinner outlet hose, which what I did on this one is I got something a little bit larger, which helps keep the water level down, because as you can see that pond swirl filter I have going, that one was getting a little too high and the water was kind of leaking out the sides, which is not good because then the water level was getting too low. But that's the other change I had to do when I got the new pump. So the new pump is actually basically providing more pumping power. So basically that's that, and it easily works and actually does a little more filtering, a little more water flow, which flows into this. What I'm going to be eventually doing is I do have some plants in the here. I do have the I think it's a California pitcher plant in there. It's still going great. It's still producing some new things. Right now it is winter time, so it's probably in its dormant stage. Sorry, it is a little windy right now. Primarily it's that time of year when the winds come down, and looking at it, I'm going to have to do something with this little thing because the wind is kind of blowing that a little bit too much, more than I want it to do. So that's another, which is this planter right here. It's a little kind of too wobbly, which is something I do need to fix. I might just kind of remove this plant if it doesn't grow again. But basically that's that, and I'm going to be putting some pothos in that actually had the filtration, along with the other plants I do already have in there. And currently in this pond I do have some rosy barbs. I don't know if they're going to be showing up in the video. It's kind of a little bit hard with all the glare in this pond filming, but I do have some rosy barbs in there. I have some golden top minnows, and as well some corridoras in there. My plan is to actually remove those fish and move them around, which is a current project I am working on right now. I'll go ahead and show that shortly. But my plan is to actually remove that with a fishing trap and move them to some new homes around my house backyard here. I'm still going to house them outside. It's just a process of moving them around and getting where I need them to be. So that's my next project I'm going to be working on. I already started the process. If you look over that way, I do have a little tub which I'm going to be putting the rosy barbs into this and letting them live in this. I might have to get something larger, but for now this is going to be where it's going to be housed. These used to have my orange Medaka rice fish that I did receive from Jesse from AC Aqua. But basically right now is what I did is I decided to get another bucket and house the rice fish in there, and of course eventually move my rosy barbs into this. I'm probably going to kind of clean this tub out a little bit without harming too much of the beneficial bacteria that's still kind of lying in there. Let me go ahead and show you where I moved the medacas and show you that. And this, of course, is a tub where I kind of partially buried, primarily for aesthetics reasons. My eventual plan is to actually cover that with rocks, just similar to what I did with my little pond trough behind me. But basically, this is a tub number 1, or bucket number 1 at least. And this one is actually housing the rice fish. Eventually, I will have more floating plants in there. Right now, I do have a one floater in there right now that I pulled from the other tub. But basically, that's where I'm going to house the rice fish. And I'm going to actually have multiple ones of these lining the area back here if it needs a little more cleaning. But I'm going to have like a line of them right there and house other fish I could actually keep outside here in Southern California. Of course, I do have it kind of buried. That way it does the aesthetics as well as provide some insulation. That way it controls the temperature more. Let me go ahead and see if I can get a closer look with these medacas if I can. So let's go and take a look at those. I did find out that I still have actually 6 of them in here. I thought at one point I lost one, I only had 5, but there's actually 6 in here now. So that was a nice surprise when I actually moved them over. I guess one was just really good at hiding, or they created a new one. But I think the 6th one just came up again. So, but basically, if you remember this bucket, this used to house my Daphnia culture, which I'm kind of repurposing into my little rice fish container right now. And I'll probably actually have some other rice fish as well as maybe some guppies that I'm going to try to see if I could breed out and go from there. So that's my current project. So that's the new changes that I have going right now. And here's another thing I did with the bucket. That way, if more water comes in here, it'll drain out, so it doesn't go overflowing. I don't know if you can see those holes, but I'm just hoping that they're not too big where the fish could get out of, because that would not be good, especially the fry. I might have to figure out a system to plug those up a little where it still allows the water to get through but not the fish. Probably maybe some sponge or something maybe behind it or in front of it. I haven't quite figured out what I want to do with that yet, but I'm going to start doing that on the other one as well when I get that up and running. Just want to make sure that the water doesn't overflow over the top. It's not something I'd prefer on this. That way it gives some space so it doesn't go to the rim. But anyways, with the other tubs, I still haven't figured out what I want to do with them yet. So if you have any suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comment below. And if you think these holes are too big, make sure you let me know as well. Things on my mind I might try in these tubs is maybe some guppies, maybe some endlers, or maybe if some other fish that I have to research and see what I could do outdoors. Now keep in mind this will be for outdoor, basically all year long. Keep in mind this is Southern California though, so that was an update on what's going on with my pond trough right now. So definitely stay tuned because I will have a lot more going on, a lot of great stuff hopefully. Basically moving around some fish, getting some new fish. So if you want to check that out, make sure you do hit the subscribe button and feed that bell. That way you can stay tuned on that and get notified when that actually comes out. There's a lot of things in the works right now. I'm definitely excited about this, so definitely stay tuned for that. And as usual, keep researching, keep learning, and have a great day. Thank you.